Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Richenet Lafleur. You can call me Rich for short. In today's episode, we're going to talk about what is money, understanding Bitcoin role in the future of finance. To start off with, we have to break down what is money. Money is something that we use every day, but most people don't stop to think about what it actually is. To begin, let's break down the basic. Money is a medium of exchange, a unit of account, and a store of value. Money have these different functions that allow it to produce value and also be able to be utilized every single day. So to break down, the medium of exchange is used to facilitate trades, meaning if you have something that I want, I will exchange it for $1 to receive some candy from you, if that's the item that I am looking for. The second function of money is the unit of account, a measure of value for goods and service. For example, if I am looking for a photographer to take my headshot photos, I will first see what kind of value that they are producing in the community. And if people like their business, I will have a conversation with the photographer, see what's their price range, and if it matches my budget, then I'll accept their service so I'm able to receive something out of it. And last, the store of value. Maintain purchasing power over time. As we look into the store of value, a lot of people look at items or commodity in a different standpoint. For example, a house will be considered as a store of value where you're able to pocket in your money, have a house more than 15 years, and you're able to produce income. Your house is able to appreciate where you're able to increase the equity of a house, gain equity of the house, and with that, you're able to store your value and utilize that value for the future. The different example of money that we have noticed in our history is gold, silver, shells, paper money, and digital currency. I also have a timeline that showcases the history of money, of where we have started in the beginning of time and where we are currently. Currently, we live in a digital currency space, meaning that Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and other ways of exchanging money digitally is the new norm. You won't catch people with paper dollar unless you are going to the laundromat to wash some clothes because you have to exchange your dollars into quarter. But in reality, everyone is living in a digital space where mainly technology is our day-to-day transaction. And with that, we are stepping more deeper into the future. Want to continue with this episode about the 5 property of good money. A good money have different property that showcase its traits. For example, scarcity, recognizability, durability, portability, and divisibility. With these 5 traits give a good indication of money, and a great example is Bitcoin. I have found a picture on Twitter that give the breakdown of what is good money, and they are comparing Bitcoin, the fiat currency that we use that's called dollars, gold, and house. And as we look into this picture, we see that Bitcoin check all of these traits, meaning that it's good sound money, and everything else don't have the same traits because it's missing something. And with it missing those kind of traits, it allowed things to be harder for us to use as a medium exchange or be able to utilize that form of money for a very long time. So Bitcoin is one of the best form of money at this current time of history. The revolution of money has changed. As I have showcased the history of money timeline, it had given us a breakdown that the barter system was mainly trading goods directly and efficient because of the double and coincidence of want. That's the reason why we had to let go of the barter system. Next was the commodity money, meaning gold, silver, and other physical commodity that held intrinsic value. Currently, right now, in our day to day, people are still investing their money into gold, silver, or any other physical commodity because it still have that natural value that people can give a good indication behind. And with fiat continuing losing its value, it makes things hard to leave your money in a bank or to have a lot of paper dollars because it's not getting any value. So the best thing to do is to go back to the basic, such as buying gold, silver, and other physical commodity that will be able to increase its value over time. The third change that happened in our history of money is paper money and fiat currency. Basically, the government issue money not backed by a physical asset and rely on trust. With fiat currency, the government want us to trust them that they will always have our back. But as we look back in history, we notice that the value of dollar continue depreciating as the government continue printing more and more money. And with that, that's what's causing us to live in this high inflation society, and things are hard to move. Currently, right now, if as I share about me, I'm living a paycheck to paycheck. Even though I have a job, I put money into these right investment vehicles, but I am still suffering because of inflation. And last, the new revolution of money is digital money, basically online banking, credit card, and currently right now that everyone is talking about is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is one of the best digital money because you're able to store your value at a good place where you have fully control of it. Nobody can tell you what to do with your money. You don't have to trust anyone. Bitcoin is one of the best forms where you're able to be your own boss and you don't have to listen to anyone. But however, with Bitcoin still being new, a lot of people are not aware of the pros of what Bitcoin have to offer. To continue with this episode, we're going to break down the problem with traditional money. And before I break down the different bullet points, I just wanted to highlight this website. And this website is giving us a dollar worth purchasing power of the US dollars, basically giving us an indication how our dollar were very valuable in the beginning. And as time continued progressing, it continued losing its value. I have been sharing this slide, I've been sharing this website because it's giving us a good indication of where the dollars is heading to. I just wanted to make sure that anybody that are new, that are listening to my episodes, to understand that this is a very important piece of what is money and how to change your mindset of Bitcoin, because even though the price of Bitcoin change, but the amount of Bitcoin that you purchase over time stay the same, so that you can continue stacking your Bitcoin to reach one Bitcoin, and it will save you in the future instead of just putting your money in the bank and waiting for the value of the dollar to go up. I don't think that's ever going to happen because we're going to continue printing money, and as the rise in inflation and the money supply, the dollar will continue losing value. And to continue going on about the problem of traditional money, first of all, we're dealing with inflation. Fiat money loses value over time due to excessive printing and economic policies. Number two, centralization. The government and central bank control the money supply, meaning that they can turn on the money supply anytime that they want with a click of a button. Three, the lack of transparency. The banking system operates behind closed door. The best thing about Bitcoin is open source. You're able to see every transaction that's going on in the memory pool. There's nothing that you can hide about. Nobody can hide their address. You're able to see every address that have purchased Bitcoin and how they are held in their Bitcoin in a specific address. So one thing about Bitcoin and its open source economy community is one of the best things because you can see everything. However, with the bank are doing things behind our back. For example, with the 2008 housing crash, they're the one that allow us to be in this position by rescuing those that created the issue that put a lot of us in a position where life was hard during 2009. Our parent wasn't able to help their family out because of a lot of the bankrupt and people losing their home. So you don't want to trust the bank because they don't have the best intention for us. And number four, the limit accessibility. Many people around the world are unbanked or underbanked. And with cryptocurrency, it basically changed the game to where you don't really have to go to a bank to open up an account. You can open up your own wallet by having an internet, a phone, and also just making sure that your security is on point. The great thing about this new revolution of money, it just allows you to be more digital, allow you to be able to be more efficient, and also be more aware of what's going on in our society. The next session, why Bitcoin is the ultimate form of money. The reason why Bitcoin is the best because decentralized, no central authority can control it, and also it have a fixed supply, meaning only 21 Bitcoin will ever exist in our world. And with that, Bitcoin is one of the best things to put your money in because if you're able to get at least one Bitcoin, you're on top of the 1%. You're able to enjoy the change of what Bitcoin is doing in our society. You'll be able to you'll be able to change your life by being able to hold your Bitcoin for a very long time and be able to utilize it for any future goods that you have. Another area that I wanted to showcase is the secure, transparent transaction record on the blockchain. As I mentioned earlier before, Bitcoin is an open source protocol that you're able to see every transaction that's happening in the memory pool. As I go to the mempool website, let me refresh it so that we have to see all the blocks that are being fulfilled. So this is the mempool space where it gives you the indication of all of the future transaction and the past transaction that are coming to pass, and it give you a lot of information that's showcasing you the different UTX ID, the different transaction, the recent transaction that's going on in the crypto space, and everything is being recorded on the Bitcoin ecosystem. So, with that to be said, it's portable, digital, can be sent anywhere instantly. Unlike gold or cash, you're not able to move with those kind of commodities because one, if you're trying to move with gold, if you go to the airport, they are going to stop you and they're going to take your gold. And two, with cash, yes, it's good to have cash around to buy your good, but if you go to a certain country where everyone is favoring a US dollar, you can basically get robbed because they see that you have a lot of money. But with Bitcoin, you can move silently. Nobody will know that you have Bitcoin on you. You can have your 12C phrase stored in your head and you're able to move anywhere with it. Number two, censorship and resistance. The great thing about Bitcoin, no one can take it away. No one can freeze it. No one can stop it because it will continue going on, especially with everyone is adding more node into the Bitcoin ecosystem, making things more efficient. And also, a lot of these big institutions are diving into the crypto space and wanting to buy Bitcoin because they realize this is a digital gold rush that we must have before everything get taken away from the max supply of cryptocurrency, or I like to say the max supply of Bitcoin. I apologize for saying that. Bitcoin is a blockchain, not a cryptocurrency. Number three is divisibility. Bitcoin is one Bitcoin equaled 100 Satoshi, making it easier for you for small and large transaction. And the great thing about Bitcoin, in order for you to get one Bitcoin, you need at least 100 million Satoshis. You don't have to buy Bitcoin at the whole price. You can dollar cost average by buying different amount of Bitcoin at different prices where you're able to acquire more Satoshi along the line that will help you equate to one Bitcoin. And last, to satisfy the five property of good money, Bitcoin is divisibility, have good diversibility. That means Satoshis. Those are the Satoshis. It's portable, it's durable, it's recognizable, and scarce. With all of these five properties, it gives a good indication that Bitcoin is a great investment. It's a great store of value. It's a great place to store your money in because it will continue growing and everyone will slowly start adopting it in the future. Last section, the future of money. Bitcoin role. More people and more businesses are accepting Bitcoin. For example, countries like El Salvador have made Bitcoin its legal tender. Bitcoin adoption is growing as people lose trust in the fiat money, basically understanding the truth of fiat money that is not very valuable. It's not a great place to store your money. And in the world of increasing economic uncertainty, Bitcoin provides financial freedom and sovereignty. I love Bitcoin because it allowed me to understand how I should move and how I should create the life that I want to live. As a young man, with me discovering Bitcoin, I had made the goal to reach 1 Bitcoin to educate my community about this new technology because it will set us free. I believe if anyone listen to my episodes or listen to any of the conversation that I share on my episodes, you'll be able to change your mind because if you're able to take at least 30 minutes to learn about Bitcoin, you will see the benefit of investing in it, and also it can create a better generation for your future. I wanted to also showcase the El Salvador as they utilize Bitcoin as one of their legal tender. So just give me a moment. So previously, no, basically today, El Salvador have added more Bitcoin into their portfolio and they're going to continue buying Bitcoin because they believe in it. This is a great moment in time because we are seeing countries are changing their dynamic of how they utilize the economic system to make their society better. I am happy to see that El Salvador is taking Bitcoin very serious. I would love to see more countries to take Bitcoin very serious so that they're able to leave the fiat currency. One of my goals right now is to bring Bitcoin to Haiti. I believe if Haiti is able to acquire Bitcoin as the legal tender, it will make their life a lot easier to where they don't have to worry about their government. They don't have to focus on outside sources to help them out. They'll be able to utilize each other in their community and be able to change their life. And conclusion, call to action, understanding money is the key to financial freedom. Bitcoin is not Bitcoin is not just an investment, it's a new form of money. And before I end this episode, I just wanted to showcase how a lot of changes are happening. And currently, right now, I find an article where Larry Fibs, the owner of BlackRock, basically had mentioned that Bitcoin could be a threat to the dollar's reserve currency status at this moment. And it's basically letting us know that if the government and the UF don't take initiative of resolving the debt and the deficit that they are struggling with right now, the dollars will ultimately lose its value and Bitcoin will be able to replace the issue that we are facing in our society. And with this indication, it's telling us that cryptocurrency is going to change the world. We're stepping more deeper into the digital space, and with everyone having the same intention of buying a lot of Bitcoin, with us retail consumers or retail investors, we want to take initiative to start buying a lot more Bitcoin before everything is taken up. If we're able to get a good amount of supply or able to get 1 Bitcoin, we'll be ahead of everyone else. And we'll be one of those powerful people that was able to acquire 1 Bitcoin. Also, just wanted to share this article that I found on Twitter where a guy named Jack, and this article is giving us an indication about Bitcoin is money and currency. I don't want to read all of it, but I like what he said in the bottom of his conclusion, and I will share that information with us. so that we can understand what he is saying. So save yourself the economic pain and heartache. Bitcoin is money, and it is the first money that is functional as a currency system. It is so because it has no issuer, yet can fulfill the collective function and process of issuing new supply of currency, enforcing its fixed supply, and validating currency transaction and transmitting currency transaction. Bitcoin is the hardest money ever to exist. Never before has been a form of money with a fixed and infinite supply. In the end, no one will be able to produce any more Bitcoin. Transaction can be set between participant and confirmed with reliable binary settlement without the need for a central third party over a communication channel. Every country in the world should hold Bitcoin and eliminate capital gain on Bitcoin currency transaction. If any country doesn't do both, it it in the future just as higher costs with greater economic fallout. Don't be the people trying to prevent water from moving downhill. If this end up just being digital gold, I think it fell. I don't think it has a life. If it end up being a currency people can use on a daily basis, then it succeed. With Bitcoin, with our society, we have to make the decision to utilize Bitcoin as our daily basis. If we are able to achieve that, then we are doing a great thing because we can let go the fiat currency, let go the fiat mindset, and also move more into the digital space that is sound money and able to make our life easier. And I also wanted to share this book with you guys called Broken Money: Why Our Financial System is Failing Us and How We Can Make It Better. This is a great book to read. I have been hearing a lot of great things about this book. Wanted to highlight this book with everyone because in this community, we are educators. We like to study about Bitcoin, and any new information that I come across, I will share with you guys because I want everyone to be able to grasp this new technology and share it with the next person. So this is a great book that someone should read to understand more about Bitcoin. And to end this, I appreciate you guys for tuning in to my channel. I would love for anyone to drop a comment. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think about Bitcoin as money. If anyone have any feedback, thoughts, provide me a comment below. And let's continue learning more about Bitcoin. I will share more episodes and will give different perspective on how we should view Bitcoin. I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. Have a great day. Continue stacking sats and stay humble. I love you. Peace.